Alright folks, we're on day, I think 28. I haven't made a video in a couple of days. Be honest, yesterday was a really shitty day. Basically, just a really shitty day, just was feeling pretty awful. And I just didn't feel like doing anything. And when you're in that mood, normally what happens is I just like disappear off the internet and I don't play for ages, and then everybody that's been watching the videos wonders where's he gone. It was just a really shit day mentally, and didn't really feel like playing anything, doing anything. So I figured instead of doing my normal routine of just a disappearing, I thought I would maybe do something different. Normally, when I'm feeling that bad, normally I don't speak about it, but when I'm feeling that, like, I guess down, I will, I'll just do something completely un-PoE related. This time I figured, let's try something different, because normally like that, my mood doesn't get fixed. I thought, let's do something different. So I decided to make two characters, and honestly, they were pretty big failures. I just played off stream and basically attempted to make two characters. This character that I made, honestly, is pretty damn awful. It It was meant to be a syndicate farmer, but what happens is, I know we're not, I know the league's not over, but recently I got 36 challenges, as you can see by the cape on my back, the headpiece, and I have the aura effect, but it's bugged out. And I got 36 challenges, and I thought to myself, what do I want to do now? Because this is normally where I quit the league. Normally I get 36 challenges, I've made like a month of content, and then I get bored of making content. I'll have a bad day, and then I'll think, oh, what's the point? I'll just stop. And that's me just being honest with you. I don't normally speak like that, but that's just me being honest. I decided to make this character, and the general gist of it, like anything, I've done this before. I respec my level 100 occultist, and I took all the move speed nodes. But I got bored of respecking, so I thought I'd make a new character. And this one is just, if I'd actually just give it some game sound. This one's just the cheapest thing I could think of doing. It's got a quiver with move speed, a bow with move speed, a helmet, it's got some move speed boots, it's got a Queen of the Forest. It costs like absolutely nothing. It's got elemental hit, which basically doesn't do enough damage right now, and it's kind of scuffed. But it kind of works, and if you want to farm some syndicate, it kind of works. Whether it can delve sideways fast, I don't know, but that's kind of like the speed I'm at. My occultist, because it had more passive points, I could actually pick up a lot more. Movement speed passives on the tree, which overall probably meant I was going slower, but with a little better gear, faster. So you can see I go about 274 move speed when I'm, when everything's up. I haven't got GMPing because I don't have a 6 link, because I just wanted it cheap, and I use a Dying Sun to give me 3 proj. That's the gist of it, pretty much. Just get all this to drop a unique. Go on then. And they suck. And this was the idea, just this kind of relatively fast build. I guess it's only level 77. If I gave it 20 more passives, I got a lot more move speed. Probably be a lot better. Might be enjoying it more. But ultimately, I just was kind of thinking, do I want to sit and farm this? And that's what tends to happen in PoE. If you're not sure what type of build you want to do, or you're bored, or you just, I don't know, something's just not quite right, and you end up re-rolling into a character, and then you get to like 70 and you think, do I want to do that? Do I really want to do that? So I'm not sure if I want a syndicate farm. I know everyone goes, wow, it's such amazing currency, but the fact is, everything in the game makes currency if you do it properly. And do I really want to bore myself to death whilst I'm already kind of getting bored of the league? Do I want to doubly bore myself? Not so sure. So then I re-rolled into the Stone Cold Steve Resonator, and this was meant to be Mathel's Occultist, Hypothermia, Cast when Channeling, Spell Echo, Ice Nova, Conk Effect, Controlled Destruction, you know, and it was meant to be, you put your Tabula on, and, you know, I mean, I still could do this, I guess, but I kind of was like, you know, so this was the idea behind it. Obviously, I de-geared it. I even made the staff. I sold a staff for 12 exalts, and I remade another one, and it probably won't sell because there's a lot more up, and I'm probably going to end up losing money on it. But the staff is still there if I ever feel like replaying the build, because the build does look crazy good. So that staff's basically perfect for it. And the idea behind this build, and this was in the same 2 days that I leveled these builds, and you know me, I don't really like leveling, so for me to level 2 builds, it's kind of like, what are you doing, mate? Like, so the idea was this, right? You shoot out Frostbolt, and then when you press Ice Nova, you can see it targets the ball, right? With Spell Echo, so that was the idea. Now, if you just press Ice Nova normally, it just shoots around you. But again, when you target the ball and hold E, it pulses and it, you know, that was the idea. And I was enjoying it, and it was doing really good damage. The problem was, if we look at my deaths, I was really, really bored and tired, and I started to like, do you know when you do that thing where you haven't got gear, and you just start running headfirst at a boss, and then you're like, do I really want to play this? I'm not so sure. So the main reason for giving up on this character was I sold my staff, and then I thought to myself, well, if I've sold my staff, when I get to level 70, I don't have a staff. I'm going to have to remake the staff. Then someone bought my gloves, and my gloves sold for 3 exalts, and I spent like 2C making them. So I thought, I've made 14 exalts, and I spent maybe 7 of those, so I made like 7 exalts, and I'd got to level 50, and I didn't have the gear, and I thought to myself, am I enjoying the build enough to recraft and re-gear? And honestly, I kind of was, because I recrafted the staff, but it just wasn't in. There was something about the build that I wasn't enjoying. Maybe it was just I was a bit bored of leveling because I'd leveled twice in a day, or something. Maybe it was that, but we ended up giving up on that character. So that was pretty much how it's been. Well, actually, I don't know. We might keep the Tabula on this character. Maybe I keep the Tabula on this character and level it up some more. I don't know. Like today, I'm not feeling so bad about playing the build, so maybe I'll level it up a little bit more. But pretty much, this was what we started on. We had 59 exalts, 600 chaos, and now at 53, 100. And I was trying to craft some stuff, and I figured that maybe until the end of the league, maybe I'm a little bit bored of playing, so I'll try craft some stuff. This is some of the stuff I crafted. I don't know if it's any good or if I'll make anything, so I ended up basically spending 6x 500c on these crafts. I made this, which honestly, really looking at it, looks shit, but it has 27 fire damage, 25 LE damage, 35 wed. So if you're an attack-based, like, wed build, that's like a lot of fire damage. Made these silk gloves. Level 16 blind, tier 1 life, a resin, increased damage when you pop a flask. The base itself is like 80c, so I don't know. Maybe. This jewel is shit, but I don't really know what I'm doing with jewels. It's probably like 15 chaos. This jewel's a little bit better. It's like triple tier 1s. I mean, if you want resists and int, there. This one, again, triple tier 1. I don't really know what to do with that, because the base is worth like an exalt, but I don't see anyone ever buying that. 24 fire damage, tier 1 multi ES. I don't really know an ES fire build. So, and if you are, you're probably looking for something better. But I thought someone maybe might, if they really like that, might multi-mod it, because it's triple tier 1. I don't know. I was thinking of multi-modding it myself, and just making items. Maybe I don't make them to sell for profit. Maybe I just make some good items. Because normally when you quit a league, you start to think, oh, I should have... You'll look back and I should have made a few more things. And now that I think multi-modding and the crafting bench is strong, I probably should make some things even just to keep. So if I multi-modded that out, it would probably be worth maybe something down the line. I've got this diamond ring. Kind of a funny story was, I actually had this exact ring and I had Assassin's Mark on hit and Energy Shield as a blue, and I annulled it and I kept Assassin's Mark, and then I regaled it and it had Assassin's Mark and Energy Shield again, and then I annulled it and the Assassin's Mark went. So I lost like a lot spending on annulls. Um, but we've managed to remake one. I don't even think it's going to sell for this much. You know, it's not that great, to be honest. Who knows, you know? And then this one, again, was just some resists and life. Probably doesn't sell. So what I'm basically probably going to be doing on stream is looking for things that are, I guess, popular or useful, and then trying to craft an item for that. Because normally when I craft, I end up doing stuff like this where I waste all my money, and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm trying to craft for. You know what I mean? I don't know when you know what you're crafting for, you can be like, you know what, that's a cheaper option. That's a more expensive option. That's actually probably way too cheap, to be honest. Because that is for that Mathel build. So, for example, this, right? This dual attack and cast speed is probably... That's probably too cheap, honestly. Like, mine's got a res on. It probably should be like 70, 80 C. But, you know, who really wants that? But, you know, that's the type of thing, right? That cast speed with staffs and cast speed and cold speed, that normally wouldn't sell, but there's been a Mathel build. Maybe, sorry. But yeah, I'm going to change the price on that because I don't actually think that's the correct price, and I'm probably going to use that. So I don't... But I think it's worth more than that. So yeah, that's kind of what's been up. I'll probably end up trying to craft some things that are more useful, maybe more meta or something, or maybe I go the opposite way and I try craft some things that are just good regardless of if they're in the meta or not. Example of fizz weapon. Maybe I just tried to make one really good fizz weapon this league, or you know, something. But that's kind of how it's been going, and I thought I'd show my face rather than, I guess, disappearing. So if you appreciate that, there we go.